The year was 1928, a time when the world was still full of uncharted territories and unexplored mysteries. The spirit of adventure was alive and well, driving men and women to the farthest corners of the earth in search of the unknown. The Himalayas stood as silent, watchful guardians of the earth. Their snow-capped peaks and rugged terrain were both beautiful and forbidding, a testament to nature's raw power and majesty. These mountains had witnessed countless stories of triumph and tragedy, of human endurance, and the relentless force of nature. A young mountaineer, George Palmer, ventured into the heart of the Karakoram Range. George was not just any climber. He was driven by an insatiable thirst for adventure, a desire to conquer the unconquerable. His heart beat with the rhythm of the mountains and his soul yearned for the thrill of the climb. He was driven by an insatiable thirst for adventure, a desire to conquer the unconquerable. Every step he took was a testament to his determination. Every breath a reminder of the thin air and the challenges that lay ahead. The Karakoram Range was known for its treacherous paths and unpredictable weather, but George was undeterred. As he ascended a treacherous ice wall, his ice axe struck something unexpected. The sound was different, a metallic clang that echoed through the icy silence. George paused, his heart racing as he realized that he had stumbled upon something extraordinary. It wasn't ice, but a smooth metallic surface. The cold, unyielding metal was a stark contrast to the natural ice and snow that surrounded it. George's mind raced with possibilities. What could this be? A relic from a past expedition? A piece of lost technology? Brushing away the snow, he uncovered a sphere. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The sphere was perfectly smooth, with no visible seams or markings. It seemed almost otherworldly, as if it didn't belong in this harsh, frozen landscape. It pulsed with an otherworldly light, beckoning him closer. The glow was mesmerizing, casting an eerie, ethereal light on the surrounding ice. George felt a strange pull, an irresistible urge to reach out and touch the sphere. He reached out, his hand trembling with anticipation and a touch of fear. The air around him seemed to hum with energy, and he could feel the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end. What was this object? Where had it come from? And why was it here, buried in the ice of the Karakoram? The sphere hummed, its glow intensifying. The light grew brighter and brighter until it was almost blinding. George's heart pounded in his chest as he felt a surge of energy course through his body. It was as if the sphere was alive, responding to his touch. The world around him dissolved into a blinding white light. For a moment there was nothing but the light, all-encompassing and overwhelming. George felt as if he was being pulled into another dimension, a place beyond time and space. He lost consciousness, collapsing onto the cold, unforgiving ice. The last thing he remembered was the intense light and the strange, almost musical hum of the sphere. Then, everything went black. When he finally awoke, hours later, the sphere was gone. The ice wall was just as it had been before, with no sign of the mysterious object. George felt a sense of loss, as if he had been given a glimpse of something incredible, only to have it snatched away. The only evidence of its existence was a strange, circular scar on his palm, a permanent reminder of his encounter with the unknown. The scar was unlike any he had seen before, a perfect circle that seemed to glow faintly in the dim light. George abandoned his ascent, descending the mountain with a story he knew no one would believe. The climb no longer seemed important. The mystery of the sphere had taken over his thoughts. He knew that he had experienced something extraordinary, something that defied explanation. He carried the secret of the sphere, the scar, a constant reminder of that day in the Karakoram. Every time he looked at his hand, he was reminded of the strange, otherworldly object and the light that had enveloped him. The memory would fade, but the scar and the mystery it represented would remain etched in his mind, a silent testament to the universe's boundless capacity for wonder and terror. George knew that he would never forget that day, and the enigma of the Karakoram would haunt him for the rest of his life. Decades passed. The world evolved, cities grew taller, technology advanced at an unprecedented pace. Humanity, in its relentless pursuit of progress, often forgot to look up at the stars, to remember the vastness of the cosmos that surrounded them. The world moved on, oblivious to the silent sentinel that had entered our solar system. This celestial intruder, unnoticed by the busy lives on Earth, drifted closer with each passing moment. It was a celestial object, a rogue sphere, hurtling towards Earth. Unlike anything seen before, it moved with a purpose, as if guided by an unseen hand. Astronomers, peering through their telescopes, tracked its trajectory with growing concern. Their initial curiosity turned to alarm as they realized the sphere's path was on a direct collision course with Earth. This was no ordinary asteroid, no harmless comet. Its surface was smooth, almost metallic, and it moved with an eerie precision that defied natural explanations. This was something different, something unknown. It was as if the universe itself had sent a messenger, a harbinger of events yet to unfold. The sphere, detected near Jupiter, defied all known laws of physics. It neither spun nor tumbled, maintaining a steady course as it approached the inner planets. It emitted no light, reflected no sunlight, yet it possessed a gravitational pull that disturbed the orbits of nearby celestial bodies. Planets and moons shifted slightly, their paths altered by this enigmatic force. Panic spread through the scientific community. Theories were proposed and discarded in rapid succession, each more outlandish than the last. The unknown nature of the sphere left even the brightest minds grasping for answers. The world held its breath, bracing for the unknown. News channels broadcasted updates around the clock, and people everywhere watched with bated breath, their eyes glued to screens. The future of humanity, it seemed, hung precariously in the balance. Governments convened emergency meetings, their leaders grappling with the enormity of the situation. Diplomatic channels buzzed with activity as nations sought to present a united front. The world's leading scientists, astrophysicists, and military strategists were assembled. They pored over data, debated theories, and formulated plans. The weight of the world rested on their shoulders. Among them was Dr. Helen Benson, a brilliant astrobiologist thrust into a crisis she could never have imagined. Her expertise in extraterrestrial life made her an invaluable asset in this unprecedented situation. The fate of humanity rested on their shoulders. Every second counted as they raced against time to understand the sphere's nature and intentions. They had to decipher the sphere's purpose, understand its intentions. The clock was ticking. The world watched and waited, hoping that these brilliant minds could unlock the secrets of the cosmic threat that loomed ever closer. Across the globe, people turned to their faith, their families, and their communities. Prayers were whispered and hopes were shared. In the face of the unknown, humanity found strength in unity. History had shown that humanity could overcome great challenges. Wars, natural disasters, and pandemics had tested the resilience of the human spirit. This cosmic threat was another test, one that required not just scientific acumen but also collective courage and determination. As the world united in the face of this unprecedented danger, a sense of hope began to emerge. Scientists collaborated across borders, sharing knowledge and resources. The best and brightest minds worked tirelessly, driven by a common goal. Space agencies prepared for potential missions, rockets were readied, and astronauts trained for the possibility of confronting the sphere directly. The spirit of exploration and discovery, which had driven humanity to the stars, now fueled their efforts to protect their home planet. The Earth, a small blue dot in the vastness of space, had faced many threats before. This time the threat came from the cosmos itself. But with unity, determination, and the indomitable human spirit, there was hope that this too could be overcome. The world watched, waited, and hoped for a future where humanity would once again prevail. The world watched with bated breath as the sphere, now undeniably identified as a massive spacecraft, breached the Earth's atmosphere. It was a sight that had only been imagined in science fiction, now unfolding in real time before the eyes of billions. The sheer size of the vessel was staggering, dwarfing even the largest human-made structures. Scientists and experts scrambled to understand its origins and purpose, but for now, all anyone could do was watch and wait. It descended slowly, majestically, like a god descending from the heavens. The air seemed to hum with an otherworldly energy as the spacecraft made its way down. Its surface, a smooth, reflective metal, glinted in the sunlight, casting dazzling reflections across the sky. People on the ground could feel a subtle vibration in the air, a testament to the immense power of the craft. It was as if the very fabric of reality was being altered by its presence. Its destination, New York City. The city, known for its towering skyscrapers and bustling streets, now seemed insignificant in comparison to the colossal sphere. As it approached, the skyline of New York was cast in a surreal light, the familiar landmarks dwarfed by the alien visitor. The Statue of Liberty, a symbol of freedom and hope, stood as a silent witness to this unprecedented event. The spaceship, a colossal sphere of unknown metal, settled gracefully in the heart of Manhattan's Central Park. The park, usually a haven of greenery amidst the urban jungle, was now the landing site of an extraterrestrial marvel. The ground trembled slightly as the sphere made contact, but there was no damage, no sign of aggression. It was as if the craft had been designed to integrate seamlessly with its surroundings. The city that never sleeps fell into an uneasy silence. The usual cacophony of honking horns, chattering crowds, and distant sirens was replaced by a profound stillness. People stood frozen in place, their eyes fixed on the alien sphere. It was a silence filled with anticipation, fear, and a sense of wonder. The streets, usually teeming with life, were now eerily empty, as if the city itself was holding its breath. The world held its breath. From the bustling markets of Tokyo to the quiet villages of Africa, every corner of the globe was united in this moment of suspense. Television screens, smartphones, and radios broadcasted the event live, capturing the collective awe and anxiety of humanity. Social media platforms buzzed with speculation and theories, but no one had any real answers. The only certainty was that life as we knew it was about to change. The arrival was both awe-inspiring and terrifying, a spectacle that defied explanation. The sheer scale of the event was overwhelming, challenging our understanding of the universe and our place within it. Some saw it as a sign of hope, a chance for humanity to learn and grow. Others feared it as a harbinger of doom, an invasion that could spell the end of civilization. The duality of emotions mirrored the duality of the spacecraft itself, beautiful yet ominous, familiar yet alien. It was a moment frozen in time, a testament to the boundless possibilities of the universe. In that instant, the boundaries of human knowledge and imagination were stretched to their limits. The sphere represented the unknown, a mystery that beckoned to be unraveled. It was a reminder that despite our advancements, there was still so much we didn't understand. The universe, vast and infinite, held secrets that we were only beginning to glimpse. The military, on high alert, surrounded the park. Soldiers in full combat gear took their positions, their faces set in grim determination. Helicopters hovered overhead, their rotors slicing through the air with a steady thrum. The government had mobilized its forces quickly, prepared for any eventuality. The presence of the military added a layer of tension to the already charged atmosphere, a stark reminder of the potential threat posed by the unknown. Tanks and soldiers created a perimeter, their weapons trained on the silent spacecraft. The heavy artillery and armored vehicles stood in stark contrast to the serene beauty of Central Park. The soldiers, though disciplined and professional, couldn't hide the unease in their eyes. They were trained for combat, but this was unlike any enemy they had ever faced. The tension was palpable, a fragile balance between caution and curiosity. The world watched on television screens, their faces etched with a mixture of fear and fascination. Families huddled together in their living rooms, friends gathered in bars and cafes, all eyes glued to the unfolding drama. News anchors struggled to find the right words, their voices tinged with the same uncertainty that gripped the viewers. The question on everyone's mind was the same: what would happen next? What would emerge from that alien vessel? Friend or foe, savior or destroyer? The possibilities were endless, each one more daunting than the last. Scientists speculated about the technology and intelligence required to build such a craft, while philosophers pondered the implications of contact with an advanced civilization. The sphere remained silent, its secrets locked away, leaving humanity to grapple with its own hopes and fears. The answer, it seemed, was about to be revealed. The world held its collective breath, waiting for the first sign of movement, the first glimpse of the beings who had traveled across the cosmos to reach us. It was a moment of profound significance, one that would be remembered for generations to come. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear: humanity was no longer alone in the universe.